One Punch Man Season 3 deserves much better. I'm sure all of you already know that till now, 28th August 2025, we have absolutely no information about the production of Season 3. No staff, no director, and no anime visuals. And to be frankly honest, to say that this is going out of hand would be an understatement. We're left divided, theorizing if this season is going to be good or not based on absolutely no information. Side A would say that since they are not willing to give us anything, most than likely indicates bad production and we're certainly cooked. Side B would cope a little and say that this is actually a genius marketing strategy that serves the purpose of surprising us later and therefore it's going to get more engagement. And Side C, which is what I fall at, would say that we cannot judge until we see it and came to accept the fact that this could either be decent or a complete disaster. However, this is not why I'm making this video. We've been circling with these types of talks for months now. Nothing really is new, nothing really is different. But you see, the major problem I have with the studio or how things are currently going is the complete lack of publicity. I mean, I get it. There has been some efforts like displays in subway stations, collaboration with Fortnite, panels in anime events to get people excited about the anime, but at the end of the day, people wait for these events expecting some kind of reveal. Whether the anime is going to be good or not, it's very important to have its fair share of publicity. It came to a point where one can argue that these events that should have served the purpose of promoting, marketing, and advertising the anime now serves the exact opposite goal, frustrating and disappointing fans event by event. Now, don't get me wrong, people will still always attend. This is One Punch Man at the end of the day, a manga that has crazy amount of passionate fans, a revolutionary first season, and considered to be one of the best quality manga of all time. But being exactly that is the reason it deserves much more. Any excuse you can give can easily be countered. Season 2, despite people saying it's a bad season, and I highly disagree, had the excuse of being produced in such a short time. But what's the excuse for Season 3 that was announced on August 18th, 2022, approximately 3 years from now, and then after they dropped this really good teaser 1 year and 6 months ago? So naturally, things at that time looked somehow promising and they gave the impression of them taking this seriously. With that in mind, you can't help but think that surely a project like One Punch Man, especially one covering stages in the manga that people consider is the best, is being carefully dealt with. But then, after waiting for a long time and hearing some concerning news, they finally drop what they call a teaser, promoted in other places as an official trailer. It doesn't take an expert mind of animation and production to pinpoint the many wrong things in the trailer, like the fact that they use the same picture of Darkshine in 2 scenes, only one is reverted, blue lock aura in some characters, Flashy Flash having no chin, etc. Even the poster from a designer point of view is one of the worst I've seen. Just gives you the impression that they're not really taking this too seriously. But then after, we've heard news that the trailer was solo animated and it possibly doesn't even contain scenes that are a part of the anime, which clearly raises more eyebrows. Why don't you just use scenes that are from the anime? Did they not have anything prepared at that time? Did the production even start? What's really going on with this? But we, as usual, obviously being loyal fans for One Punch Man, still coped ourselves to believe that they'd surprise us in upcoming events. Jump Festa, packed with news, trailers, visuals from any anime, absolutely nothing for One Punch Man. Anime Expo, packed with One Punch Man fans to the point where they stopped letting people in for not having enough seats, absolutely nothing for One Punch Man. And Anime NYC had Jam Project performing One Punch Man opening, absolutely nothing for One Punch Man, well except for the track names for Season 3's opening and ending. This is a complete disaster given that in 3 days it's going to be September and we'd be left with 1 month until the first episode drops. If this is not poor marketing and publicity, I don't know what it is. Now, it's completely fine if they want to drop the trailer near the release date for the anime. As a matter of fact, a lot of studios actually operate this way, but it's unprecedented to not have a single information by this time. One Punch Man isn't some irrelevant isekai that you can do this with. It's a series that has a huge amount of dedicated fans that would obviously show concern at the sight of any little thing. And still, people by now are fine with not having a crazy good animation, they just want a decent production. And One Punch Man absolutely deserves that treatment, especially after you see other anime that doesn't come close to the popularity of One Punch Man having crazy levels of production and animation. But here's the thing, I still hold the stance that we will never know until we watch the anime episode by episode. I'm not jumping conclusions and saying season 3 is going to be bad despite all the bad signs. All I'm sure of is that the marketing is an absolute disaster, and One Punch Man deserves much better.